No declaration of conflict, no front lines, no peace treaties. For 35 years, Iran and Israel engaged in a shadow conflict. Part 2. The shadow conflict, from 1980 to 2015, targeted operations, proxy forces, cyber activities, and a nuclear program that changed everything. September 1980. Saddam Hussein's Iraq initiated hostilities with Iran. An 8-year conflict began that would claim 500,000 lives. The United States saw an opportunity. Saddam Hussein was secular, pro-Western. Iran was the newly established Islamic Republic. Washington backed Iraq. Israel also provided support to Iraq. The principle of the enemy of my enemy guided their approach. This was done through intermediaries. In 1984, the United States added Iran to its list of state sponsors of terrorism. This designation remains in place today. The hostilities spread to sea. Iran and Iraq targeted oil tankers in the Persian Gulf. The U.S. Navy entered the situation. An Iranian passenger plane was struck. 290 civilians lost their lives. In 1982, Israel entered Lebanon to address PLO operations, but a new force was emerging, one supported by Iran. Iran's Revolutionary Guard deployed to Lebanon's Bekaa Valley. Their mission: establish a force to resist Israel. They called it Hezbollah. October 1983. A truck bomb destroyed the U.S. Marine barracks in Beirut. 241 Americans died. Hezbollah claimed responsibility. Iran built a network of regional partners: Hezbollah in Lebanon, Shia militias in Iraq, and later Hamas and Palestinian Islamic Jihad. In 1992 and 1994, explosions struck the Israeli embassy and a Jewish community center in Argentina. Over 100 people died. Investigations pointed to Iran and Hezbollah involvement. The Soviet Union dissolved. America stood as the world's sole superpower. U.S. influence in the Middle East grew stronger. In 1993, Israeli Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin shook hands with Yasser Arafat. Israel and the Palestinians began peace discussions. Iran's leaders viewed these developments with concern. Peace between Israel and Arab nations would leave Iran isolated. They responded with increased opposition. President Clinton imposed comprehensive sanctions on Iran, prohibiting American trade and investment. Secretly, Iran advanced its nuclear program. Equipment was acquired from Pakistan's Abdul Qadir Khan network. Abdul Qadir Khan was a pivotal figure in Pakistan's nuclear program. The international community was unaware at the time. In 2002, an Iranian opposition group revealed previously unknown nuclear sites, Natanz, Iraq. The international community took notice. President George W. Bush described Iran as part of an axis of evil alongside Iraq and North Korea. Rhetoric intensified. Following the U.S. entry into Iraq, Iran quietly proposed comprehensive discussions through Switzerland. The proposal was not pursued. Around 2006, the US and Israel launched cyber initiatives targeting Iran's nuclear centrifuges. This marked one of the first major cyber campaigns. In 2010, the world learned of Stuxnet, a sophisticated computer program that affected Iranian centrifuges. It was later identified as a US-Israeli operation. Between 2010 and 2012, several Iranian nuclear scientists were targeted in violent incidents: bombs placed on motorcycles, gunmen in streets. Iran attributed these to Israel. Iranian-aligned groups targeted Israeli diplomatic personnel abroad. Plots were uncovered in Thailand, India, Georgia, and Azerbaijan. In 2013, Iran elected Hassan Rouhani, a relative moderate. He pledged to negotiate with world powers and seek sanctions relief. Behind the scenes, American and Iranian diplomats met quietly in Oman. Foundations for nuclear discussions were being established. A new threat emerged: ISIS. Both Iran and the US found themselves opposed to the same group. However, they did not coordinate directly. After years of discussions, Iran and world powers announced a framework agreement. The understanding would limit Iran's nuclear program in exchange for sanctions relief. July 14, 2015. The Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action was signed in Vienna. Participants included Iran, the US, UK, France, Germany, Russia, China, and the EU. Israel opposed the agreement strongly. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu described it as a historic mistake. He addressed the US Congress against it. In Tehran, thousands celebrated. Sanctions would be reduced. Iran could re-engage with the global economy. For a moment, hope was visible. The agreement was complete. But opponents on all sides were already preparing its challenge. The shadow conflict was not over. It was entering a new phase. 35 years of shadow conflict. Countless lives affected, and the situation was about to enter its most challenging phase yet. Part 3. The breaking point. The US withdraws from the nuclear agreement. General Soleimani is killed in a US strike. And October 7, 2023 changes the region. Subscribe to Echoes Off Time so you don't miss Part 3. The most significant chapter is yet to come.